Geometric mean is an interesting concept. It's one of those things that's nice just to have in your back pocket. The requirement for geometric mean is that you have a right triangle. And in fact, what you're concerned with is having the altitude of a right triangle. And what you do with that is, if I can break this base of my triangle up into these two parts, broken where the altitude comes down and meets the base, if you know these values, for example, if I know that this is 5 and say 12, I could find the height of this triangle by using what's called the geometric mean. The geometric mean states that if you take this partition, 5 times 12, and take the square root of it, that would be the height of the triangle. And this is true because you're basically dealing with proportions. You know that you have this right triangle here, the big one. This is a right triangle, which would be a medium-sized right triangle, and this would be a small right triangle. And as you break this up into the two smaller triangles, these angles that you have here would force all three triangles to be similar. So the meat of the idea, geometric mean, basically says if you want the height, it's just going to be the square root of 60, 5 times 12. And then if I wanted to find the area of this triangle, well, that would be pretty simple to do, because now I have the height and I have the overall length of that base, which was 17. So I'd go area is equal to 1/2 base times height. Base times height. 1/2. The base we just said would be 17. And the height would be the square root of 60. So I can throw that right into my calculator. I do 0.5 times 17 times square root 60. I have an area that would be equal to 65 point, here's my calculator, 841, rounding appropriately, 841 units squared. That's the geometric mean. And that's where you most often see it used in geometry. You simply take one partition times the other. If you square root that, that will give you the height of your triangle. And then of course to find the area is simple, 1/2 base times height. That's your geometric mean.